Hi, my name is Gary Court from QueBIT. I just wanted to show some of the nice new features of the latest version of IBM Planning Analytics Workspace 4. This is actually version 60. There's a subsequent version that has some more improvements. The enhancements sort of coming at about a clip of one new version every month. I'm just showing a dashboard in the system here that's put together. Any of the content can just be dragged in from any of these objects. It's actually a much nicer interface here in dragging objects back and forward. First thing to note here is that each of these items are sort of really nicely conceived widgets. So I'm here on a waterfall chart. There's a little, I highlight it and I look at the top right, and I hit it actually expands the full screen. If I bring it back, it brings it back again. So I think from a dashboard standpoint, conceive the idea of putting a lot of content on the screen, which may actually be quite small, but you can always go into the top and you can expand it. And then once you're here, you can sort of go in and you start doing the things that you want to do, like you might want to, drill into, say, payroll here, do this, and so on. Keep drilling through. Going to update view, and if you want to go back, and then when you're done, you can just press back, you're back at the screen. So from a sort of a usability standpoint, much nicer. The other thing is that obviously behind here, this is obviously a new chart, a waterfall chart. There's a lot more nice visualizations in here, which again, you can just select them as you need them. So, in many ways, Planning Analytics has taken on a lot of the capabilities of Cognos Analytics. So if you're a customer that is looking to integrate PA and CA, you might want to think, well, maybe do I still need to do that? You have to look at the specific business case for it. A couple of other things about this dashboard, which is really nice. If we go into edit mode here, there's a grid, there's a sort of snap to grid. One thing I really love here, but just click on any object here, go to its properties. There's actually coordinates for this. So if you look here, the y-axis is 1 point, and it does it as kind of as a percentage. The reason it does that is because it's going to compress and expand to any size of screen resolution, which is nice. So you don't have to keep messing around with that. But the 1.8%, if I go to another one, it's 1.8%. Let's say this was actually 2, right? And we go back to the screen here. It's actually slightly not aligned. You may not be able to see this, but it's actually slightly not aligned. But let's make it a little bit more obvious. Let's make it 4%. So it's way offline here. In the past, you had to sort of drag and try to sort of line it up. It was never possible. But now I can just highlight this, go to here, type in 1.81%, and it's going to line up perfectly. And that works the X and Y coordinates. That's a really nice feature. If you're a developer of these things, you'll appreciate how nice that is. So again, just putting this stuff together is just so much easier, so much nicer. Another example of that, if we go to this other application here, and just close this up. Just the look of the application is just so much nicer here. Putting on pictures and logos and things of that kind. It's just easier to lay out, make it look nice. If I go to my consolidation status here, again, how do you see this? It's just starting to really look like a modern application, and I really like it a lot. I used to in the past, use web sheets a lot for this type of thing, but frankly, because of the conditional formatting you have and the way it looks now, I'm sort of deferring much more towards regular cube views, and of course it just looks more fresh. Let's go to another one here, this process control, and just again, you just look at the screen here. You've got some status control, going on here. You've got various steps in the process. It all looks clean and nice. It's really easy to jump back and forth between the different parts of the system, and so on. And it's just, again, it just sort of hangs together, much more nice. It's a really nice, clean looking application. If we go back to the home screen a second here, there's this notion of applications and plans. If you want to use it, you can either, navigate to your content through the shared content or the personal content, or you can actually set up these applications and plans. And this is the idea here, is that you might want to set up sort of in your budget process, different steps in the budget process, control over whether these are open or closed, assign specific, what they call assets to this, which is kind of like the books and reports. You can give specific groups, and there's like status and submission, and all these kinds of things are all kind of, in the system here. So really, really nice. Lots more you can do with the application. Certainly looks really fresh and modern, and I think anyone going to this, you get a choice between, perhaps implementing a pre-PAW 47 version and a post, PAW 57 and a post PAW 57. To me, it's a no-brainer. If you haven't started yet, you absolutely want to go with the latest and greatest. Hope you found that useful. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me personally anytime. Thanks a lot.